Hello, everyone. Greetings from Order of the Grid. We are back with yet another episode where we connect with the people who make difference to society, stand out, and are a source of inspiration to us all. My name is Prathamesh Masurkar. Today, we have a very special guest with us, young and budding entrepreneur, Chef Delzad Khurshad Avari. This young man has been around the global fine tuning in his culinary skills in the countries like UAE, UK, and Trinidad and Tobago. He brings his global experience back to India in his hometown Mumbai, where he started his venture Chef Delz Kitchen. Hi Delzad, how are you doing?
Hi, Prathamesh. Thank you so much for the lovely introduction.
It's a privilege to have with you on our show, and I'm been so eager to connect with you and discuss the mouth-watering offerings that you have on your menu.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Welcome. Let's get started. Well,
Sure.
Delzad, tell us how it all started. How did you start with your career?
Right. So, being a chef, I have always wanted to be one since I think the sixth standard or sixth or seventh standard. I think that's like when I was around 12 years old. Yeah, around 12 years old. And I was always supported by my family to do what I loved, and it was actually I think a love for food and love to actually just sit and eat, which gradually converted into a pure passion to just learn how to cook. And so of course one thing led to another. I finished school, finished junior college in science, and then um, I went on to doing hotel management at Sophia Polytechnic here in Mumbai. And it was two sets of exams. There was a diploma as well as a degree, which also included two sets of internship. I did an internship at the Taj President in Mumbai, as well as the Oberoi in Mumbai. Then I moved on after college. I worked at the Taj Mahal Palace and Towers in Mumbai. That was like my first job in the kitchen. It was a management trainee program, but at the same time, I was also working towards gathering funds to go and study abroad at Le Cordon Bleu in London. So that materialized in like a year or so, and I did that course. It was the Grande Diplome in Cuisine and Patisserie. So it was an extensive 9-month course. Sometimes we had almost 13 to 14-hour days of college, you know, quite rigorous, and but a fantastic experience all in all. Unfortunately, due to post-study work visa issues for Indians, I had to come away. And Then I joined Masterchef India season 2 as a food producer. Now, we were a group of 5, okay, like the food production team. We were responsible for everything to do on the show, may it be liaising with suppliers, gathering ingredients for the show, may it even be things like, actually creating the tasks for the contestants. Now, in creating tasks for the contestants, we used to, like basically come up with hypothetical tasks that, okay, suppose it's a mystery box, and I would make potential dishes from that mystery box. It would be shown to the channel, and then they would decide what things to keep and what not. So it was a very interesting job, very hectic job. Sometimes we used to do almost 2 days in a row, but it was fun, very good experience. And then of course the show ended, and with that the job. And after that, I decided to still stay in the industry, like still learn, because I was still fresh. And I decided to work in Dubai for a while, look for a job in Dubai, and I took up a Commie One job at the Move and Pick in Bar Dubai. It's a Swiss hotel chain, where I started off as a breakfast chef. cooking eggs for people in the morning, helping for the prep, and then again manning the live station for buffets during lunch. Then from there, they moved me to Somerset, which was the British pub, and that British pub was a very good experience because I was working alone over there. Had the kitchen to myself and had a lot of stuff going on in the sense we would be busy from Wednesday to Sunday with doing like 120 covers for dinner. But pub food, a lot of burgers, a lot of sandwiches, fish and chips, that kind of stuff, typical British food. Now, after this stint in Dubai, I moved to the Maldives. Um, I worked at this resort called Gili Lankan Fushi, which was number one in the world at the time. Uh, Beautiful resort, absolutely in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by blue water. Average room nights were like $6,000 to $7,000 a night. I mean, of course, it looks all glamorous and wow, Maldives, amazing. but but for just a 45 room hotel, we felt like we are cooking for at least 1,000 people. So say 110, people at any given time in the hotel, but you feel like you're cooking for almost 1,000 people because of the level of cooking, the level of ingredients that used to come in. We had ingredients coming in from all over the world. You name the country. Like we had fruits coming in from New Zealand, Thailand, Turkey, um,
Oh,
Middle
wow.
East. Yeah, yeah. And we had 30 different fruits at any given time. Okay, and we had and meats also. There was no barrier. Like we had fresh salmon coming in, Norwegian sockeye salmon. We had clams and mussels coming in from Venice. We had Kobe beef coming in from Japan. It was limitless. Okay, and even in terms of wines and alcohol, we had, you name it, we had almost everything. Like for example, breakfast buffet had over 100 items. Okay, and and we had lots of themed dinner nights. We had pre-plated dinners, a lot of stuff going on. But fantastic experience again, lots to learn. After that, I took a little break. I came back home. Of course, I was looking for a job, but I took a little break for, I think, say 2 or 3 months. And then I landed a job in Trinidad and Tobago in the Caribbean at the Hilton. So there are not many five-star hotels over there. It's the Hilton and the Hyatt at the moment. And I joined the Hilton as a banquet supervisor, of course, a kitchen supervisor. Um, so I did 2 contracts over there, and then I moved to a fine dine restaurant in Trinidad and Tobago itself called Crave, where I moved as a sous chef. Now, Hilton was a completely different experience, as it was majorly to do with bulk cooking. We had banquets for 300 to 500 people at any given time. Then we also used to manage the restaurant buffet, and so banquets had quite a few things running under it, and we used to even cater things to the club room and stuff like that. So Crave was a fine dine restaurant. We wouldn't say fine dine; it is more like a like a casual chic restaurant. Okay, which where we used to again have some lovely ingredients. Beef being flown in from the US. We had these beautiful spiny lobsters that we used to get, almost 7 kgs each. Uh, yeah, and we used to get these beautiful big snow crabs. Oh, it was fantastic. I mean, the experience was amazing. Again. And then due to work permit issues, I had to come back, and I took a break again, traveled a little bit because I love to travel and travel majorly just to eat. Because like whenever I'm traveling, the first thing I find out is what are the unique things of that country, that I'm going to eat. So once all that was done, then came the inception of Delz Kitchen. So I decided that, working in India, of course, I'm not going to get remuneration as I was getting abroad. So I was like, I'd rather work for myself and rather do something of my own. And that's how we came about with Delz Kitchen. Now, the thing is, it's been a long and slow process. I mean, I started with just one dish, just one item, which is my signature barbecue pulled pork. Okay, and then from there we moved on and slowly, gradually kept adding items, and it is what it is today after almost 2 years. Okay, so it I mean, the journey has been amazing. It has been hard, and it has been long because I'm the only person cooking. Okay, I mean, of course, I have from home, so I have a maid and all who help me with packing, cleaning, etc. But cooking is all me. Okay, cooking, organizing is all me. So that's about it till now. Yeah.
So, what's the specialty of the Chef Del's kitchen like?
Yeah, so the speciality is like everything to do with meats. I'm a hardcore non-vegetarian. Okay, and anything to do with meat. It's pork. Of course, we don't get beef in India, so it's buffalo. You have fish. Fish. I do not do a lot of fish, but I do a lot of things with prawns though. But it's majorly pork, beef, and chicken. Pork, sorry, buffalo and chicken. Um, yeah, and the main signature item, of course, being the barbecue pulled pork,
Oh, wow.
the slow cooked barbecue ribs. So I make my own barbecue sauce from scratch. I caramelize my onions, use fresh tomatoes, and it simmers for almost 3 hours. And I make my own barbecue sauce, and then the pork and things are braised in that sauce, and they're cooked very slowly for the, like for example, the pulled pork. It's a big chunk of meat. Like there's almost half kg pieces of meat, which I slowly cook in the sauce in the oven for almost 8 to 8.5 hours, and then when it comes out, it's all like literally pulling apart. It's like butter. It's amazing. And the whole house starts smelling of of these sweet and spicy flavors, and oh, it's amazing.
Wow, that's mouth-watering and
Yeah,
tempting.
yeah.
To tell us about your grandmother's signature recipe as well.
So my grandmother on my mom's side uh used to make, of course, Dhansak for every Sunday, right?
Oh,
Now,
wow.
Dhansak is the typical Parsi dish, of course, but with mutton. I mean, it has to
Mutton
be
and
with
dal.
mutton. Yeah, 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 yeah. Mutton, dal, and we used to make kebabs from prawns. So it's actually everything in that one dish. It's got rice, your brown rice, caramelized onion brown rice, and your dal, which is, and it's not just a boiled dal. The dal is boiled with a lot of other things. There's brinjal, there's methi, there's coriander, spring onion, there's regular onion, there's a tadka of onion, there's tomatoes, pumpkin. There's a lot of things that go into it. And of course, there's a whole set of masalas that go into it. So I was never really inclined towards learning that type of food. But I don't know. One day I just decided that, I want to learn. I just want to learn this stuff. So I went to her place and I learned it from her. Okay, so 2, 3 times, I learned it from her. Then I came back home. I made it myself, made her try it, and then when she was okay with it, then I started doing it in my business as well. But I usually do it only on large orders. You know, I do not have it on my. I do not do Parsi or Indian core Indian food on my regular menu. So yeah, that's definitely my Nani signature dish.
Well, what's your favorite cuisine as well?
Okay, so my favorite cuisine. I mean, so so for a chef, no, I mean, it's very difficult to answer this question, especially for someone like me who has got the opportunity to handle a vast variety of cuisines. I mean, I can tell you what I like generically from which cuisine? I mean, I would have to say, I mean, of course, I love Indian food. I love the complexity of Indian food, and it is one of the most difficult cuisines to master in the world. Because I mean, you, for example, like you make butter chicken today, and tomorrow you make it again, there will be some difference. Okay, that getting that exact same consistency, exact same taste in Indian food is very difficult, which is what I
Mm.
love about it. So you have to really master it. Okay. And I mean, apart from Indian, of course, that's because grown up on it. It would be Asian cuisine. Now, when I say Asian cuisine, my focus is more towards Thai and Japanese. I absolutely love Thai food. I've been to Thailand twice, and I have gorged on everything, especially the street food. You name it, from the satays to the curries to deep fried crab to everything. It's absolutely amazing, amazing. Um, Even Asian food in general, like Singaporean chili crab, Singaporean black pepper crab, absolutely love it. Then I even enjoy Korean food a lot. I mean, things like there are this in Korean food, you have this thing called bulgogi, which is also on my menu.
Yes,
It's thin slices of red meat, maybe buffalo, maybe lamb, maybe beef, whatever. And it is cooked
with the
in a
cabbage, right?
soya base. So no, so this is like cooked with soya sauce, a little bit of fermented chili paste. It depends. Fermented chili paste is really optional. Some places do it, some places don't, and it has like a sweet and spicy taste to it.
Mm.
It's a dark colored preparation with sesame oil, spring onions. Very flavorful though, very flavorful. So what you are saying is, I think, Korean barbecue, where they eat the barbecued meat with a piece of cabbage or a piece of lettuce.
Yes.
Yes, yes, that's the Korean barbecue. Um, then you also have in Korean food, you have this gochujang, which is a red chili paste, and they make a sauce with that, which is absolutely outstanding, which is used to make things like bibimbap. So bibimbap is like a steamed rice dish which is topped with pickled vegetables and meat and a fried egg.
Mm.
That is also very delicious. So exactly my point, like telling you just one cuisine is very difficult. Now there are certain things about Mexican food also which I absolutely love. For example, they do something, it's like a shawarma, but it's made from pork. Okay, it's called
Burritos?
no, it's called taco el pastor.
Yeah,
So
with those
pastor, yes, so
pineapples,
pastor,
right? Yes.
yeah. So they have. I'll tell you, they have a lot of chilies that they use over there. Like there's over 40 different chilies they use, but it's what exactly which chilies go in which preparation. Just like Indian food, it has um very complex flavors. Okay, and so good, so good. I mean, the taco and the taco, like, you have your taco shell, right? But it's the soft one, it's not the hard shell taco. The soft one is the original. So they slice that meat off the shawarma, and they put it in there, and then they top it with different kinds of salsas, like roasted tomato salsa, roasted chili salsa and stuff, and then you eat that. Oof, it's absolutely outstanding. So the different cuisines, I love different things. So pinpointing one is very difficult.
Now that's a mouth-watering you're telling.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, how do you manage your business? I mean, like planning, purchasing, production, presentation, and finally the delivery to the client all on your own.
Yeah. So to be honest, once you reach a sous chef level, it should come to you naturally, where stock taking, etc. So what I do is, usually in restaurants, what they do, stocks are taken at the end of the week, and then things are ordered. Now, for me, being a small operation, it's very easy for me to do a stock check. Now, for example, dry goods or meats or whatever. At the end of the day, I just check everything, put in the orders at the end of the day, and that's it. Things, thankfully, in a city like Bombay, we have the convenience of delivery. So things just come to your doorstep. Name it, from my butcher, from my vegetable vendor. to a fruit vendor, everything, right? And and um, and then as in terms of planning, yeah, you just check how the orders are for the next day. So my entire module is advance order based. So people need to place an order at least by 7 p.m. the previous day, and for the next day. So deliveries, of course, thanks to VFast, we can deliver all over the city. But I do have a couple of dedicated guys also who charge almost a similar rate to VFast, and take it a little faster. So that is also there. And all this is organized the previous day before going to bed. Okay, so everything is planned according. So I stipulate, like, put aside a certain amount of time every day just to plan for the next day. And planning may not involve only, only cooking for the next day. Sometimes you have slack days. So on those days I push out all the prep, or certain kinds of sauces and things which are non-perishable. These things need to be prepped in advance. So that's how it's the thing is that the operation will never be exactly the same throughout the week or the month. Okay. Now it's a changing thing, so it's constantly changing. So every day it may be something completely different for the next. It's not like a factory, you know what I mean? Because it depends also on what kind of orders I have the next day, and everything needs to be prepped in advance. So I need to take care of all those things as well, in the sense, even ordering. Now, for example, Sunday I do not get my vegetable vendor delivering stuff to me. Of course, it's very easy to step down and go to the market and pick up stuff, but when you're working alone, you don't have time to run around. Okay, I mean, you don't have time to waste. So like, for Sunday, the veggies, etc., are ordered on Saturday only.
Well, how do you plan your menu? Like when you're, suppose if you're preparing any meals, like how do you plan a menu, like in days?
um sorry, can you repeat that, please?
How do you plan your menus?
Yeah. Okay, so menu planning, I mean, now the life of any food business is variety, right? So I keep playing around with the dishes. I mean, um, of course, there's a certain set of things which I feel that will work. I just make a menu out of it and I put it out. Okay, then we see how it works. You see what is selling faster. You see what things are not selling too much, and then accordingly, the things which are not selling too much, you just gradually sideline them, and then you replace with something else, and you replace something, and then see that, okay, now that one is working, then okay, good, so that stays on the menu. Okay, now for example, certain things that I do this stuffed mushroom stuffed buffalo tenderloin, and I do these baby back ribs, sweet and spicy baby back ribs. Those two have been on my menu since almost 1.5 years, and they just do not go out of vogue at all. Okay, I mean, there's the fastest moving items. Um, I also, so now, for example, now as we are on the menu planning topic, um, as soon as the pandemic, like the first 5 6 months of the pandemic ended, and people resumed doing stuff from home, um, I started doing burgers. Okay, at that time, not many people were doing burgers. Okay, and it was a fantastic hit. I started baking my own bread also. It was great. But then when I saw that the market itself in general has gotten saturated with so many people doing burgers, and especially when people can just go onto Swiggy and just order a burger in minutes, then I decided to discontinue them. I was like, why don't we change it up and we do something else? We do something different. And that's how I came to what I have just now on the menu called the bun witches. So I make my own the soft brioche buns, and I do different sorts of fillings in them. Majorly meat based. The only vegetarian one is a mushroom melt bun, which I have a steak bun, which I have a chicken one, I have a tuna one, I have a bacon one. Um, so yeah, so I changed it to that, and that's been working. So I've just kept it on my menu. So you have to play and see as to what works and what doesn't. Okay, and that is very important because you can't just leave a thing on the menu and you're just gonna stock up stuff for it, and it's gonna be waste. Okay, at the end of the day. So yeah, rotating menus is one of the key things when it comes to doing a business like this from home.
And where do you source your ingredients from?
So it depends. There are different things that I source from different places. I have one of my butchers from Bandra where I source most of my meats from. I have another butcher from whom I source my mutton from. But mutton, I do not do many dishes because now see again, mutton is a very very expensive item commodity. Okay,
Hmm.
and I don't do many dishes with it. And vegetables and fruits, of course, I have a vendor. I have a guy who just delivers stuff to me in the morning. In the sense, in the night, I just message him my order, and in the morning by about 8 p.m., 8 a.m. Sorry, it's at my doorstep. So that is the most convenient. He gets it from the Baikala vegetable market, um, which is uh, which is one of the best places, Baikala or Dadar, which is one of the best places to get your fresh veggies like from.
So if you were not been a chef, then what profession would you have chosen?
Oh, I always wanted to be a pilot. Yeah, but at a very early age, I realized that first having spectacles is an issue if you try to become a pilot. So I, but you know what? I think it weighed over. Food just weighed over. I mean, no one's surprised that I became a chef.
Yes. How did you manage your business during the pandemics? Like, what were your specific challenges during the pandemic
Okay,
period?
now, yeah, actually, this is a great question because the first 4 to 5 months, I mean, it was completely stopped, right?
Hmm.
During which I took up the time, I started a little YouTube channel for recipes, and it was fun. It was okay. We can't do anything, right? Food businesses just had to shut, and we just could not do anything. And spend my time, the best way was to start something like this because thankfully, we were still getting raw ingredients, vegetables, meats, and stuff. So why not, right? And if you see my channel, also, it's nothing complex. It's all simple stuff, easy to follow. Um, Even there are techniques which people think that, oh wow, this is only a professional can do. I've given easy guidelines to go about them. So once that was done, yeah, once I started, like, restarted basically my operation. The main challenge was that in the start they did not know how it was spreading, and they were like, you need to sanitize your surfaces and your um, ingredients that you get into your house, etc., etc. So that became challenging because that caused me to get overworked because whenever fruits or vegetables or anything came into the kitchen that I had to use or for the house, we had um, got ourselves one of those UV boxes where everything would get sanitized in there first, one by one. And then we would triple wash the veggies with that cleaning solution and stuff like that. And even to wash veggies and stuff, we had to wear gloves. And it was and. I live in one of the most paranoid Parsi families. Okay, so so everything gets strictly sanitized before it came in. That was the most challenging part because that was taking up a lot of my time. Yeah, a lot of my time. Otherwise, in general, operation was just the same as earlier. Um, things would get cooked fresh. So that's another thing. I'm a little finicky about um, things being cooked at the last minute. I do not like cooking things in advance and sending them out. Now, for example, if I'm doing a roast chicken, my roast chicken slowly roasts for almost 2 hours in the oven. Okay. Now, for example, if I'm based in town, okay, and there's suppose let's say someone in Bandra needs to get the order by about 7 p.m. That's like a 1 hour you have to give for the delivery time. Okay, so basically by 6 p.m. everything needs to be ready, right? So my chicken goes into the oven at 4 o'clock. Okay, at 4 o'clock it goes in. By around 5:30, the juices I use that to make a sauce from it, a gravy from it, and the potatoes to roast also go in at that time. So everything needs to go fresh. Okay, that's the only way I can maintain the quality of my food, because once it cools down completely and then you try to reheat it, there's a there's a lot of there's a lot of difference and change in taste or quality. Okay, so I do not prep anything like in advance, and everything goes like last minute, right? And that is where it again became challenging during the pandemic, because after we packed and finished everything, I would again put the boxes into the UV ray box to sanitize, put it in a bag, and then it would go out. You understand? So that was again waste of time. You understand? I mean, it's not waste of time, but that is what used to delay my operation. So things had to be done furthermore in advance. Understand? So that was the major challenge I had actually during the pandemic, just struggling to you know uh, sanitize and sanitize and sanitize. That's all.
So, what is your goal for your YouTube channel like?
I mean, of course, I would love to do more videos. Unfortunately, I do not have the time to do it because I do everything on my own for the YouTube
Mhm.
channels also, from recording to, of course, the cooking, and even the editing. And editing takes a very long time. Of course, the video I can shoot in a day, but the editing, the voiceovers and all that takes a very long time. So I haven't posted in quite a while, but I would really like to post some more videos more regularly. I have a lot of ideas, but just no time to actually do it because the regular operation takes up a lot of my time.
Just to before we finish it off, what would be your advice to any upcoming chefs who want to start their own venture and follow your footsteps? Like, what kind of advice would you like to give them?
I mean, see, the thing is, working from home is not always the easy way out. Um, you you have to see you have to see what type of access you have in terms of equipment, ingredients, quality of ingredients. So it took me, for example, for me, it took almost a year till I allowed my butcher to deliver the meat to me. For a year I have gone to my butcher every week to pick up my stock. Okay, I have gone myself to see and pick exactly what I want. And then when I saw that he understands what I want, that is when I let him deliver it directly. So you have to see that as well. Then you have to see how many things you can do. See, now, if you're a chef, of course, there's so much talent in the country. You will be able to do 1,000 things, but you cannot do all of them at one time.
Mm.
It's not humanly possible. And that's why if you see, my menu is quite limited, and I keep playing with it, which gives me and my clients more things to try, at a different point of time. I mean, every week, every 2 or 3 weeks, I do a few specials. So that keeps your audience also engaged a little bit. They want to know what this new thing is, and in ordering that new thing, they will order something else also. You understand? That is how the business survives, right? At the end of the day, you have to make money. Correct? We're working for money, right? And another thing that you need to keep in mind is, um, don't move your focus. I mean, focus on the things that you are strong in. Okay. Yeah, it's always great to experiment, but when you're trying to experiment, get people to try it out first. Get your friends, family to try it out first. It's okay. It's an investment. I mean, even for restaurants, when trials and soft openings are done, there's a lot of money involved in trying to invest. Okay. But you have to understand what your market wants. You have to decide, like, you have to decide what type of market you are targeting. Okay. um, do you want to do high-end cuisine? Do you want to do roti sabji? Do you want to do, it could be anything. The business is not based on what it is serving. The food business not, it's about how you're doing it, right? um, so that's what I'm saying. So the focus has to be there at the end of the day.
The final question is, how do you foresee your venture, Chef Delz Kitchen, in the nearer the 5 years from now?
So Delz Kitchen, now the advantage of having this Delz Kitchen is that um, I want to be able to do a vast variety of cuisines. I do want to take it to the next level by starting a dark kitchen or a delivery kitchen. But not just that, my main focus I want to is on catering. Okay. Small parties, it could be 15 people to 20 people, any type of food, you know, curated menus depending on how the client wants things to be cooked. It may be a nice little 3-4 course sit down menu. It may be an 8 to 9 item buffet. I wanted to get to that level where I can get into catering also. Have a separate menu for your regular delivery menu and catering.
Well, Delzad, thank you so much for being a part of our show. It was a great privilege to have with you.
Oh, thank you so much, Prathamesh. It was great.
Before you leave, like, where can the people can find you on social media if they want to follow you?
Oh yeah, so chef_Delz on Instagram, and Delz Kitchen as well. So chef_Delz is my personal account, and Delz Kitchen is the work one.
So you can find us on Instagram, that is Order of the Grid, even on Facebook. You can also find us on YouTube and SoundCloud. So make sure you comment, like, and share, and subscribe to our channel. That was great, Delzad. Thanks a ton. Well deserved. Kudos to you. Your talent and hard work has been instrumental for success for your venture. We wish you and the Chef Delz Kitchen all the very best and a prosperous time ahead, and look forward to many more of the mouth-watering offerings from you. Thank you. That was Chef Delzad for you. Intelligent, talented, decorated chef who has created his own space in the upmarket of the food catering business. This is Prathamesh Masurkar signing off. Thank you.